Hi, welcome. Welcome to the third episode of our sales series. I'm very excited to be here because I received so many messages in the past couple of weeks that you really loved the episode, but also mostly you also share with me that you really see the first result, which is the most important part for me. So I'm very excited to dive in the third one. So what we are going to talk about it today, which has been super fun to do this series. I have to say, it has been incredibly fun and amazing to supporting you with sales, which I'm very passionate about sales. And today I'm going to share with you what you're gonna do when you ask finally to your prospect to go out for dinner. So what we shared last week, which was the episode that I think I got the most feedback, like the similarity between sales and dating, right? So sales and dating is very similar. I would say it's exactly the same. So if you suffocate your prospect to buy from you, they will run away. And if you will ask your customer to buy from you and marry you too soon, they also probably will run away. So we dived into the metaphor of sales and dating, which are very similar and actually are the same, and has been very fun and supporting for so many of you because you finally understood properly how sales works. So if you haven't listened to my other previous 2 episodes, I really suggest you to watch them as well and listen to them as well because, yeah, they are the key part of this episode because without the other 2, we don't see result in this episode and neither in the next one, which will be the last. So, but before we dive into the resources, I really want to share with you that we have our upcoming program for your business with confidence. So I really suggest you to check that out because of course, we are going to have a lot of sales skills and lessons over there, but mostly this program, it's all about boost your confidence. So you can ask to more prospects to go out for dinner with you. So please check that out. You will see everything in my description. Now, let's begin into the episode. So how you gonna sell now? So you did all the other parts. So you should already seduce your prospects. So your prospects now are ready. Like they see, okay, it's time to go out for dinner. It's time to get to know you. So I want to clarify that there is different way that you can sell. There is no right and there is no wrong. And this is very important to clarify because I often hear this question from my clients, Sarah, how I should sell. Should I sell like you do? Should I do this? Should I do this? So there is not right or wrong. Like you can sell through DM. I do this a lot. You can sell through a sales conversation in Zoom or by a phone call, or you can catch up in person to sell, or you can sell through email. Like there is not right or wrong. So all the ways to sell are perfectly fine. But my advice and suggestion here, it will be to choose the style that it feels really good to you. Because I love doing sales call and I love doing coffee in person. And I really love sell through DM. DM is actually my favorite, my favorite one, the style that I prefer the most. But you need to choose the one that really makes you feel good because confidence is the key in sales, because if you're not confident, you don't sell. And it's very, very essential that you choose a style that it really works really well to you, whether it's a sales call, whether it's a DM. Now, when you decide your style, that's how you approach your prospect now. And you say, okay, let's do a call, or let's catch up for a coffee, or let's talk about these through DM or emails, whatever it may be. Now that you choose your style, how you sell. So this part is going to be very fun, but it's very essential that you did also the first part, which is qualify your prospect, because I saw this happening in my client many times, but also I suffer from this as well. So I just want to give you a little bit of story here because I think it's important, the story here. I started selling when I was 18. And I actually didn't really talk about this much in my Instagram. And I feel that it's now time to do it. So I started to be a salesperson when I was 18. My first job was in like a Centralink center, and I was selling like a kind of machine to purify the water. So it was like an electronic stuff. And I had the script, and I had a list of people that I had to call every single day and book sales. So pretty much I started to sell when I was super young, very young. So I have been in the sales space from long time, like a way more time that when I started my business. I started my business 4 years ago, but I have been in sales from when I was 18. Okay, so long time. And the biggest things that I learned about sales when I was 18 is listen. So when you start selling with your prospect now, it's very essential that you focusing on the first few minutes of the conversation. So let's say you are in a sales call. Let's say, pretend we are in a sales call. So when you are in the sales call, the first few minutes, it should be around making the other person feeling extremely comfortable. And I remember that when I was 18 and I was learning, of course, all of this, the first part of the call, so I was able to track my results and understand, which sales was going better and which one didn't go well. It's how you start. So how you start is the key. Because if you start the conversation, the sales call or meeting in an awkward way, and you straight away say, okay, let's jump into the sales conversation, or let's jump to talk about the product that I can offer, that really push people away. So the first part, it's about building relationship and create even more trust and rapport with the person in front of you. So if you already did the seduction part, they trust you already. So that part should be done already. But when you finally hang out with them for the first time, it's very important that you create that type of relationship where they are super comfortable with you. So because when they are comfortable, it will be easy to go through the next part. So I usually ask a question that are very simple, like, what is the thing that going really well in your business right now? Like, or what is the best thing that happened to you this week? Like, I try to start the conversation in a way that makes them feel very comfortable and in a positive way, instead of, okay, what are the problems in your business right now? Like, that makes people feel like, okay, there is so many things that goes wrong in my business right now, or in my life, or whatever it may be. So let's try to have some positivity here. Let's put the person in front of you in a positive state, so they can definitely feel more, more comfortable with you. And when you've done this part, this is where the majority of people get it wrong. They talk too much. And this is where you close the sale or not. So if you are starting the call and the meeting or the conversation with the positive tone, now is the time for you to start asking questions to your prospects. So you should already qualify them already before, but that's still an opportunity to ask a similar question. So you ask them, what are your challenges right now? What are the things that doesn't go well? Wherever is the business that you have. So you need to adjust the conversation, of course, based on your business. Doesn't matter if you sell a product or a service. This works for everybody. And that's where you speak with them and you ask a question. That's all. I just want you to ask a question and listen for at least 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So you want to do this back and forward. So they say something. So they reply to one question that you ask them, and then you just listen. So please listen. Don't think about, this sales is going to go well or is going to go wrong. What I should ask now, what I should say. No, just focus and listen to the prospect, because you also need to understand if the person that you have in front of you, it's the right match. So you need to really be sure that this person is the person that you can help. So listen carefully, okay? And you keep asking questions based on what they say. When you have enough information and you say, okay, I know this this client, it's someone that I can help with my service or product. So this is the right client. Perfect. Now it's where you ask for permission and you say, it will be okay if I share with you how I can potentially supporting you. So write this down. This is the magic word. It will be okay if I share with you how can I potentially supporting you or helping you with my product or service or whatever it may be. And if they say yes, now it's where you talk. Now it's where you talk, but again, not like you think, because this is where all people make another huge mistakes that cause to them to don't close the sales later on. And when you have their permission to share your product or your services, you here really need to understand this part really well, because I made, of course, all of those mistakes and my client as well. You are not sharing the feature. Like, let's give you an example. For Your Business with Confidence is my program now, right? So I don't sell how we deliver the program. Of course, I share also how I deliver the program to give information to people, but I sell the transformation. And the transformation is you become bloody confident with that program. So you will be able to sell on repeat with ease, because I will supporting you to become super confident. So you will be able to make money with consistency in your business. That's what I sell. And that's what I will say in the sales conversation to sell to someone and buy my program. I will not say, okay, we have 3 calls, 1-to-1 with Sarah, and then we have the workbook, and then we have this one, and then we have this one. No, I don't say that, because people doesn't care. People doesn't care about how many calls, how many modules, how many classes. They don't care. They care about the result. They care about the desire. I want to have a business that supports me, Sarah. I want to have a business that doesn't allow me always to be 24 hours there. I want to build a business that allows me to go to Italy anytime I want. I want to have a business and blah, blah, blah. You sell that. Because if you sell the feature, people will not even listen to you in the sales meeting. I can guarantee you that people don't listen. I tested this, ladies. I did over, I think I counted them weeks ago. I think I did over 200 sales calls or something like that, all by myself. So believe me when I say that I know a few things about sales call and sales, and it really, people doesn't listen. So when you share with them the feature and all of those things, people that shut down completely, because that's not why they buy your product. They buy your product not because of the feature. They buy the product because of the transformation and the result that you deliver to them, and because you solve a bloody problem, that problem they're having, and they buy from you to solve that problem. That's how a sales meeting goes, and that's how you sell. And it's very important, because if you think about it, that's why we buy. We buy because we have a problem, we have a desire. Can you give me that desire or not? Whatever desire your customer have, it's essential to know which desire your customer have, for example. And I know that many of you doesn't know that. You think you know, but you're not sure. And you have to figure it out, because that's how you sell. And that's how you make sure that you deliver something that is going to promise to that customer that. And also something that I really want to point out here. People want to be the protagonist of the story. So you need to step away from the spotlight. And this is where it sometimes is difficult, especially for women, because we have to make sure that in the spotlight, it's our customer. So they want to feel they are the protagonist of the story, because that's how human behavior works. So if you are speaking about your story in the sales meeting and about you are not going to sell. You are not going to sell, because your story is important in your marketing, so people can relate with you and they can buy from you. But when you're selling, it is not important because the protagonist there is the prospect. It is not you. You need to put yourself on the side during that time. Very essential to make sure that you close. And this is the last part, but there is something else that we have to add. When you share it with them, what is the product that you're offering and how you can solve all the problems they say they have before when you ask them question, Now is where the fun part happens. You just need to shut up and wait. And this is where people freaking out, because when you wait in silence, is sometimes can be quite awkward and people doesn't like it. So they start to talk. They start to talk and say things that they shouldn't say. Like, oh, anyway, this is the price. This is the package. This is how it works. This is how much it costs, blah, blah, blah. No, you need to wait. You need to wait after you share it with them how you can help them. You need to wait them to ask you this magic question. How much does it cost? And if and only if they ask that question, you share the price. If they don't, the call ends. And this is where all my clients get it wrong all the time. And this is essential. And I explain to you why this is essential. So this is essential, first of all, because you have the permission from the customer to share the price. Second, you know that you have in front of you your ideal client and someone that is willing to give value to what you have to offer. Third, if they don't do that, like if they don't ask you the price and then you share the cost and everything, I can guarantee you like 99% that customer is going to ask you a refund, complain about your servicing, become really like someone that doesn't respect your boundaries, someone that doesn't value you and what you do. I can guarantee you that client, it is a nightmare. Because those type of clients that they don't ask the price and then you chase them and you convince them are the one that create a lot of trouble. So, maybe you already experienced that, or if you haven't, give it a go and let me know. But I can guarantee you with my experience and expertise in sales that type of client I tested with in my career, like all the time. Every time that I don't do that anymore, of course, but in the past, it happened to me multiple times when I don't wait them to ask me the price and I share the price and I sort of convince them to work with me. Refund, complaining, boundaries, problems, a nightmare for my entire journey with them. Really encouraging you to wait, because that time that you wait, you qualify. That's the last confirmation that you need to make sure that the person in front of you is the right fit. If they ask how much it costs, you have an amazing customer in front of you and your journey together is going to be amazing. I can guarantee you that. And that's how you do it. And when all of this is done, they ask you the price, then you share the price, and then is where you close the sales. But here is where a lot of challenge happens. Objection, like I don't have the money or I don't have time. And for this, we are going to dive into a new entire episode, which will be the last episode of the series, where I will teach you how to overcome objection with practical tips. And also, I decided to do something very special for you. I decided to add a fifth episode in the series where I will do a real sales call with someone. So I will invite one of my clients to do this as a demonstration, and I will sell to someone in the podcast, and you will be able to listen to the sales meeting with one of my clients, and you will be able to see everything that I'm teaching you, and you will be able to see me sell with them in real time. So that's my gift for you, to showing you a demonstration, like how to sell effectively in a way that is very natural, is very easy, is very simple to do, and you can learn from me. And of course, you need to be yourself. Like, my demonstration is a guideline. Of course, you need to be yourself always in everything that you do. But I felt that a practical demonstration, it can be very helpful to build your sales skills, because you can always come back to this and always listening again to the demonstration. So next week, we dive into the objection and how to actually close a sales, because this is where people freaking out. And most of the women are not closing deal because of what's happening in the end. which is objection. So I will teach you how to overcome objection and how to close sales. And then in the fifth and last episode of the series, I will do a live demonstration with one of my clients to make sure that I show you how I sell, and you can do the same. So pretty much you will see all of these in action, okay? And that's what I got for you today. Pretty simple. Ladies, something that I really want to say, sales are simple. They're not complicated. We complicated them because if you re-listen to this episode, the only thing that I asked you to do here to sell is build a rapport and make people feeling comfortable. Second, I asked you to listen. Just listen to the person in front of you. And third, to share, ask permission to share your product. And I also say here to don't share too much, but just to focus on the transformation and the desire. And of course, if the prospect asking you question, of course you reply. And of course you share more with them. But otherwise, less is more. Share less and just wait them to ask more questions if they want to know more. I have clients that they didn't ask me the details. They just jumped in and paid. That's it. Because they wanted to know, Sarah, can you solve this problem to me? Can you help me actually grow my business or not? Yes, fantastic. I'm signing up. And you need to do the same. And then I'm asking you to wait. Can you see how simple this is? I'm asking you to wait the prospect to ask you how much it costs. That's all you need to do. And when they ask that question, boom, you know that you have a pay client in front of you. And that's where the last part of the sales is essential, learning to close the sales in a way that feels good with you and in a way that you overcame the objection, because the majority of the case people are not closing sales because they don't overcome objection. But also I'm going to share with you a very good tip, something really great to close more sales that really helped me to generate 50K in a month. So I'm looking forward for the next episode. And the last one, I will do a demonstration. And then guess what? I'm probably going to ask you to marry me. You know already that I will do this. So have an amazing week and let me know on Instagram if this was helpful and what are your takeaway your takeaway today. And if you have questions, please share them with me so I can reply to the question in the podcast for you. Bye for now.